And so because of this higher reliability, my traders are taught to play these more aggressively, to play these with more size, to put more money at risk on the dual and triple tail bars. Now, there are really kind of 6 type of tail bars. I have 4 here, but they all fall into 2 different categories. There's what we call bottoming tail bars, where the tail of the bar is at the bottom and the body, the little body, is at the top. Now, this is a very important concept here about tail bars. What makes a tail bar truly a tail bar is that the majority of the bar's range from high to low is tail. So the majority of the bar's range is tail, and the body at the top of the bar is small. If you have a body that is not small, but also part of a tail, that's not a pure tail. A pure tail bar is the majority of the bar's range is tail. So it's almost like a snowman, where your tail represents the vast majority of the bar's range. The head or the body, whether it's green at the top or red at the top, represents the smallest part of the body. Then you have your topping tail bars, right? This is where the tail is at the top of the bar. And so it's an upside down snowman, where the tail represents the vast majority of the bar's range, but the body being at the bottom, whether it's green or red, represents the smallest part of the bar's range. Now, tail bars can be viewed more as torpedoes, if you will. So this looks somewhat like a torpedo. And since the torpedo portion of it is at the bottom, you're looking for upside after bottoming tail bars, and you're looking for downside after topping tail bars. So think of these bars more as torpedoes. Now, notice that there's a green top and a red top for each version. Bottoming tail bars can have a green top, bottoming tail bars can have a red top, and vice versa. Topping tail bars can have a green and red bottom. Now, the different colors don't make a great degree of difference. It's literally the tail that possesses the vast majority of this bar's power. So as long as you have a decent tail, the top really doesn't matter that much. The odds of follow through are very, very strong. Now, remember I told you that the elephant bar that'll represent 60 to 65% of your trades, right? 60 to 65% of your trades. The tail bar will represent about 15% of your trades. So with elephant bars, let's say you're around 60%, and tail bars, you're around 15%. So just with elephants and tails, you have the vast majority of whatever the market throws out to you in the terms of trading opportunities. These two represent the vast majority of the market's opportunities, the vast majority of the market's reliable opportunities. There are a plethora of opportunities out there, but I don't want you to even waste time with things that don't have a high follow-through rate. So speaking of follow-through rate, let's talk about follow-through rates. The tail bar has about the same. So the tail bar has about a 70% follow-through rate. Same thing. Both are similar in terms of their follow-through rate. Sometimes you'll get dual bottoming tail bars and dual back-to-back topping tail bars. These, when you have a stock that has produced 2 bottoming tail bars in a row, 90% follow through. Guys, this is one of the most reliable things in the world out there. Dual, and don't even let me start talking about triple tail bars. But dual and beyond, dual, triple, these things have 90% follow through rate, which basically means if you are in somewhere close to the end of the formation of that tail bar, you have a 90% chance of going home with money. 90% chance of follow through, 90% chance of more upside to come, which basically means, don't forget, 90% of the time, 9 times out of every 10, you get follow through to the upside, and 9 times out of every 10 tries, you get more downside if you have dual back-to-back tail bars. That's how reliable they are. And so because of this higher reliability, my traders are taught to play these more aggressively, to play these with more size, to put more money at risk on the dual and triple bottoming and topping tail bars because the reliability is so high. Now, don't forget your numbers. Don't forget your numbers. The elephant bars will have, you're going to do that about 60% of the time, and that has a 70% follow-through rate. All right? Tail bars, you're going to do these 15% of the time, and they have a 70% follow-through rate. I know it's hard for me to draw very well with this, but you get the point. But dual, I'm going to put dual tail bars, they're going to happen, oh, not even. They don't happen very often, something like 2%. But when they do, OMG, 90% follow-through rate. So we've got 3 things so far, right? I've shared with you 3 things that are going to make up the crux of your trading approach. These are where the most reliable activity is, the most reliable opportunity is. There's opportunity all over the place, but a lot of it's not reliable. We only want to carve out the most reliable opportunities out there. So you've got 3 things so far: elephants, tails, and dual tails. How do you know that it's a tail bar? Well, the tail bar, in a sense, the best tail bars are similar to elephant bars. They're a little larger than your normal bar size, and the majority of the bar is tail. All right? They don't have to be, but the very best ones, the creme de la creme, are relatively sizable.